Animated Anarchy series presents the Animated Hour of Power.
All right, what's up, everybody? We are live. It is Saturday night, and Eric is not here. He wanted off for his birthday, so we're all screwed because I'm judging tonight.
A little change of pace.
Yeah.
That intro's fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I love it. Hey, props to the man that made the intro.
Not to toot my own horn, but watching that again. Bam.
Not to toot your own horn, but that's exactly what you're doing. Which, I mean, go ahead and toot. I mean, not too much. It's the family show. But
round of applause for the man that made the video.
All right. So this is the Animated Anarchy series, the Animated Hour of Power. This is episode 3. This is the When Tunes Combine YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe. Of course, I am your host, Dutchie, joined as always by Sean.
Hello.
I almost said Money, even though
he's with us in spirit.
Yeah, he's with us in here, man.
He's with us in spirit.
Yeah. Well, Dave pointed to his heart. For me, he's a little lower, but maybe colon area. But of course, Sean is with us.
Hello again.
The wild card, Dave.
Let's get it.
Is here. All right. This is episode 3. Tonight's battles are. Oh, Eric just texted me. He goes, "Have a good show tonight." We will, Eric. Thank you if you're watching. Although I don't think Eric is here, not in the chat room. All right, tonight on the Animated Hour of Power, we have Dora the Explorer versus Adventures of the Gummi Bears. Teen Titans Go versus Alf the Animated Series. Cowboy Bebop versus Jackie Chan Adventures. And Heathcliff in the main event versus Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? So, all right. That is tonight's lineup. If you've never joined us before, we're going to have 5 categories that are going to be selected by the randomizer in just a second here. Then in those 5 categories, we're going to debate a little bit, say which show we felt did better. If you sweep and win 3-0, you get 30 points. A 3-1 win gets 20. A 3-2 win gets 10. And the loser will get 5. If you are swept, then you are 10 points are taken away from you, so you're going to be in the negative. Now, so let's not really waste any time here. Let's share the screen. Decides to come up. All right. Sharing it. Can everybody see?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
All right. So obviously the categories are always merchandise, memorable moments, fan base, humor, originality, animation style, character development, theme song, overall enjoyment, voice acting, cultural impact. I'm going to hit this just once, and the first 5 are the ones we are going to do. And here we go. Oh boy. This is going to get interesting. We have moments. We have theme song, animation, character development, and then originality. All right, so
Can you hold that up for a second? I just grabbed a pen.
I'm still writing it down too, Dave. I got to write it down for a couple. Well, I do a couple at a time. And then all right. Everybody good?
Yeah.
Just need the 5th one, originality. Okay.
All right. All right. We'll stop sharing for a little bit here.
I'm good.
All right. Go back where I can see everybody. Okay. So some of these I think just got interesting. if this were animated showdown, this week's episode of Animated Showdown, this would get really interesting. But this is Animated Hour of Power, and we are going to start, obviously, with Dora the Explorer versus the Gummy Bears. Now, memorable moments is the first category. Now, the funny thing about this category, and like with Dora the Explorer, this is just an educational kids show.
Mhm.
For anybody from the age of a year to about 4 or 5. So memorable moments. It's educational kids show, so they're really not full of memorable moments. I think Sean just put it in here because he had 30 of his choices taken away.
It was a filler cartoon.
Yeah. So, but because it's animated, it fits the bill. Gummy Bears, there's a lot more memorable moments because of how the bears, react and like some of the adventures they go on, especially like solo missions. Especially the youngest ones, Cubby and Sunny. Also Tummy, some of his stuff. When he I think it was season 4, he got himself a boat. The newest addition in season 4, Augusto, or as they call him, I think they call him Gusty. And then even some of the adventures like the humans went on. There's also the moment where, Kevin first met the Gummy Bears and Zummy Gummy made him promise, hey, don't tell anybody about us. Now, Kala, the princess, eventually found out, but she's been on quite a few adventures with these guys. So there's been a lot of memorable moments. So as far as memorable moments go, Sean, I'm actually going to start with you first.
I went with the Gummy Bears. I couldn't find a memorable moment other than maybe the theme song for Dora.
Yeah.
Just simply because it is a child education, and the Gummy Bears is more of an actual cartoon.
Yeah.
With a plot, a lot better of a plot. So, Gummy Bears.
So, all right, I'm going to go next, and I'm also going to say Gummy Bears. Just based on, again, like Sean said, it's, Dora's more of an educational kids cartoon, and there's actually is a plot. And the plot technically being that, the Gummy Bears are trying to protect Gummy Glen. They're trying to make their gummy berry juice. Zummy is trying to perfect his skills as a wizard. But, he always talks backwards. Gruffy is trying not to lose his mind. And Tummy's always just trying to find something to eat. So it's just so it's always different adventures with them. And then you had the humans, and you had Duke Igthorpe, who's always trying to take over the castle.
Mm-hmm.
And Princess Kala, who, is aligned with the Gummy Bears, and Kevin and King Gregor, Kala's father. She doesn't necessarily know that the Gummy Bears, or he doesn't necessarily know that the Gummy Bears still exist, but he is more than willing to accept their help. Dave, I mean, the category is pretty much decided, but go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with both of you. I think the Gummy Bears take it in this one. I didn't feel like Dora had any memorable moments, really. It was just kind of rinse and repeat with what they were doing, just a little bit different of a situation. That's all Dora was. So I definitely went with Gummy Bears here.
All right. So 1-0, the Gummies. All right. Up next is theme song. I'm going to actually, you know what? Dave will let you go first on this one because you didn't necessarily get a proper voice.
I actually went with Dora here. I think her intro was kind of remembered.
You're cutting.
I'm cutting?
Yeah.
Okay. I just said that I think the Dora's theme song did it a little bit better. It's more remembered, I feel. The Gummy Bears intro, I wasn't a huge fan of.
Okay. I'm gonna go next because I am gonna disagree. I like the Gummy Bears theme song a lot better just because I felt like it was more catchy. Because that's what Disney cartoons were. Disney cartoon theme songs were back in the 80s and early 90s. It was a lot more catchy. There was more of a beat to it.
Yeah.
Like kind of just like sing along to it in your head. So that's why I went with the Gummy Bears.
I guess I didn't just like the voice that they used to sing in the song.
Dave, your cat's head is reflecting out of the mirror into the screen.
Right there.
Yeah.
All right, Sean, you're gonna break a tie here.
Basically, the same reason what you just explained for the Gummy Bears is how I felt about Dora. So I'm going with Dora the Explorer because to me it was very catchy and very like easy to follow, catchy, the beat.
Okay.
Dora,
All right. So 1-1. Dora wins a category, so she's not going to lose points. Neither are the Gummy Bears. Just in case, it does seem to fall that way. Up next is animation style. So with animation, you have your, Disney's animation, Disney's 80s, animation for animated series, which was they were still trying to get used to doing these animated series because Gummy Bears was the first, or the first to succeed anyway. So they're still trying to get it down. Dora's is more, again, it's a educated kids show. So like the animation, it's just kind of like, it's almost kind of got like that Blue's Clues animation, except for everybody's animated, not just the dog.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it got a little cleaner over time, but
yeah.
So it was kind of basic animation.
Yeah.
But
So,
I mean, it was clean what they did with the animation. It was just basic.
Yeah. So I'm going to go first on this one. I'm going to say the Gummy Bears just because of the fact that, Dora, like you said, may have been cleaner. I just feel like that with that being Disney's kind of first attempt or first successful attempt at animation, I felt like they set the bar high enough to where they could continue to exceed it. And Dora is just like, again, it's
basic.
It's basic. It's a kid show.
Yeah.
So, Dave, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, here I'm gonna have to agree with you, Doug. I know before this, I was kind of seeming like I was gonna edge the other way, but I think the Gummy Bears did a little bit better in animation here. I mean, they started their show well before Dora came out, and Dora, I mean, with the animation of its time, it could have done better. It was pretty basic. It was pretty much 2D animation. So there wasn't a lot to Dora with the animation. Even with the characters themselves, they're pretty easy characters to make. So that's why I picked what I picked.
Okay. All right. Sean, I mean, they won the category, but go ahead.
I'm going with you guys with Gummy Bears. It's like Dave said, Dora, for the time it was out, could have been a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and something like Gummy Bears, something about it just made it more edgy.
Made it more interesting.
Yeah.
It's just the funny thing about the Gummy Bears is that like it's not really remembered unless like you were alive in the 80s.
Or if you had grandparents that would put it on or something like that.
Yeah, if like if you were at like your grandparents' house or something like that, they happen to have it on Disney and it happened to be on the Disney afternoon block.
Yeah.
So you so it's not necessarily as remembered like a DuckTales or Darkwing Duck or Winnie the Pooh or something like that, but still because it was the first one, and that's why by the way, I should mention Dora the Explorer is in the division of Matthew Gore. Gummy Bears is in the division of Dave's missus, Amanda. So like when I was trying to sell Amanda, first time I met both you guys, like when I was trying to sell her on, don't worry, this is a good show. like I was trying to sell her on it, and she's still just like, oh well, you just said the guy that got Naruto Shippuden didn't like it, so wheel and deal. Obviously, I didn't, but like just trying to sell her on it because this really is such an underrated show because it's not really remembered, even though it was the first one to, you know, kind of set the bar for what Disney animated shows were going to be. So, all right. Character development is next. Gummy Bears needs one more category to win and possibly get 20 points out of this. Dora's not going to get swept, which I actually thought there was a possibility that it could, but it's not. So, all right, the character development. So, again, Dora the Explorer, there's not really much in character development because we keep saying it was an educational kids show. It's basically
over and over and over and over and over.
Asking us for help and not really learning how to do things on her own. So, I mean, she didn't really ever develop.
Yeah. Now,
She never listened to us.
Yeah. In the Gummy Bears, I thought we were going to get a whole different angle.
That just decided to knock over.
The Gummy Bears was, I mean, obviously that one was a lot better in character development since there's multiple characters to develop.
Yeah. And that's the thing is that, like, you know, again, it was different missions that they were on, always the same objective. Make the gummy berry juice. Zummy's trying to be a better wizard. Cubby is trying to become a knight. Sunny is just acting like a girl, which is what she is. Tummy wants to get something to eat. Grammy's just trying to make the damn juice. Okay? And you have Duke Igthorpe, who is trying to take over the castle. Okay? And Kala and Kevin are trying to help the Gummy Bears. So but the characters also develop, and plus when you add another Gummy Bear in there in season 4, like they're always like at the beginning of the series, like Gruffy was just miserable. He hated everybody. He hated humans. But you know, he warmed up to Kevin and Kala. So I feel like, but I'm not going to go first here. I'm actually going to let Dave go first.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Gummy Bears here. Like I said, I didn't think Dora had any character development really, so I can't really go with Dora.
Yeah. And Sean, I'll go last. Go ahead.
Same. Gummy Bears. Dora was exactly what we've been saying. It had no characters to develop. It wasn't that type of show.
Right. It was just an educational kids show, and the only reason why I was picked to be part of the series is because we needed slots to fill.
Yep.
So I'm also gonna go with Gummy Bears. I pretty much just explained all of it. I basically just explained my reasoning without actually giving my answer, but now I am giving my answer. All right. 3 categories to 1. Gummy Bears wins, and by the way, they get the 20 points. So Amanda was unable to get points last week from Digimon. She got them this week with Gummy Bears.
Heck yeah.
Nice.
I know that kills you because the anime couldn't get her points. It had to be the cartoon, but that's just the way. I mean, Digimon though was going up against
a heavy hitter.
Yeah, a boss in cartoons.
Yeah, so it's going to be kind of hard. Gummy Bears, I think, is going to struggle a little bit more though as it goes on, when it goes up against heavier hitting cartoons.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dora was kind of just a softball.
Fair
that
enough.
I kind of threw on purpose because, and I shouldn't really say I threw it on purpose. I figured that it would be a little competitive because, you know, Dora, there are people out there that are fans of Dora, especially if you have little kids.
Yep.
And by the way, I did have them winning a couple of categories. But all right, so 3-1 there. All right, so this one, Eric is going to be so upset that he missed this because this is one of his most favorite shows. I am joking. Alf the Animated Series versus Teen Titans Go. Alf the Animated Series is representing Sean Stranahan's division, and Teen Titans Go is representing my sister's fiance Kevin's division. So, all right. So that is the next matchup here of an animated Hour of Power, the animated Anarchy series. I gotta. Oh yeah. All right. I started here. All right. So Alf versus Teen Titans Go. We start with memorable moments. Teen Titans Go isn't necessarily remembered as being super popular.
No.
You had Teen Titans, which was good, and then you had this. So as far as memorable moments, I think the most memorable moment for a lot of people might be when the show ended, because they were just happy. Alf, you had a lot more memorable moments, like Alf having to go to driving school, which actually on the planet Melmac was actually a prison. And you had to basically stay there until you could pass your driver's test. There's the other episode where the Birdman of Melmac, where they found out the Shumway family found out they had this rare bird, and the Birdman of Melmac then moved into their house with his, group of scouts, and they took over the Shumway home. Another memorable moment for that program is the very first episode where he went to pilot school, and he was being helped out by the Phantom pilot, and he accidentally hit the ejector seat, got her out of the plane, and actually had to save things on his own. Teen Titans Go, you could say that, a memorable moment would probably be, just throw one out there. When Raven cast a spell to try to get the slime stains out of the laundry and ended up creating a monster, all because it was Robin's turn to do the laundry and he didn't want to do it. Nobody really did, so that's why Raven created that spell, and then they had this slime monster that was running amok all over town. All right, memorable moments. Sean, I'm starting with you. Who takes it?
Alf the Animated Series.
Okay. Go ahead and expand why a little bit. Don't Eric me.
Don't Eric you. I don't know. It's just like, I think the episodes were better. And like Teen Titans Go just kind of was, how do I explain this without being mean? A dumbed down version of Teen Titans.
That's exactly what it was.
It was the Timu version of Teen Titans, bro.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Alf was entertaining, and Teen Titans Go is not.
Right.
And so for me, I remember, it being more funny, but better than the other show for moments. Again, I've only probably watched like 3 episodes, 4 or 5, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I lost count. I fell asleep watching it last night.
Yeah. So, Dave, why don't you go ahead and go?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pick Alf the Animated Series here. Teen Titans Go. There's nothing I want to remember from this show. So,
Okay.
So yeah, that's the only thing I remember about Teen Titans Go is that I'm not a fan of it.
All right. So
like I said, it's the Timu version.
Yeah. It's pretty much what it was. So I'm also going with Alf the Animated Series. So they got the first category win, 2 more wins, and they get a sweep.
And Elf just had funny moments, like moments that just made me cackle up.
That
You know,
it made you generally laugh.
laugh. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I
if
feel
the
like
show can do that,
There's like the hidden comedy, the small little, pay attention jokes,
yeah,
other than the stupid, corny punchlines that Teen Titans was trying to do.
and the funny thing about Alf is the fact that it was a sitcom, but now they're focusing on his life on Melmac before he got to Earth.
yeah, because they do like parts like in the show where they bring like the real, like the sitcom version, like he's writing out the story or whatnot. Yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool too.
Yeah, he was working on his. I mean, now they call it memoir, but back then they called it autobiography.
The
So
technical term.
yeah. All right. So I also picked Alf, like I said. So 1-0. Theme song is up next. Alf is kind of just like, it's kind of got a rhythm to it, and it's
Got a little tune.
yeah,
Yeah.
which you kind of expect. Or which I kind of expected, which is way different than the kind of like instrumental version of the sitcom. Teen Titans Go is just more of. I felt it was very generic. Okay.
Did it remind you of watching the Fairly Odd Parents?
I haven't watched Fairly Odd Parents yet, so I can't really
animation. I'll save that question for next.
For the animation? Yeah.
So, all right. So I'm just going to go ahead and say it right away. I went with Alf on this one. Just because I felt like the theme song was more catchy, because I felt like Teen Titans was just way too generic. But Dave, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you here, Doug. I did not like the Teen Titans Go theme song, not one bit. I thought it was pretty lame.
Okay.
In the Elf animated series, like it kind of had like a little groovy tune. Like like it was, I wouldn't say it was super catchy or anything, but it was like I could listen to this. Like this isn't bad.
Again, I don't know how many it's going to beat as this series goes on, but there are a few that it definitely can just blow right out of the water, and this was one of them. Sean, go ahead.
Elf all day. Teen Titans Go was just, like we said, generic, and I think it was just too much.
Yeah.
Too much going on. Like, I wouldn't say there was too much going on all at once, but it was just too flashy.
Flashy. Yeah, it's
because they're really trying to get the small kids, it feels like.
Yeah. The flickering. Oh my God. Annoying.
Yeah, exactly.
So, all right. Al's got 2 category wins. Needs one more for a sweep. Animation style is the next category. I don't know, how you guys feel about it, but to me, it's just like, you had 80s DIC animation, which was Alf, against the Cartoon Network anime, and I felt like Cartoon Network's animation in the 2000s started really losing its luster. Or actually, no, this was 2010, so it was definitely losing its luster. Or in the 2010s. So unless they were like producing an anime, like those are good, but like they're regular cartoons from like the 2010s. I just couldn't get into the animation.
Well, I feel like the not to interrupt you, sorry, Doug, but I feel like the animation, like today, like it mimics the animation back in the day with Cartoon Network. Like there is no superb improvement with it. Like Teen Titans Go isn't an old show; it should have better animation than what it had.
I felt like it was just on the decline.
It felt flat.
Yeah,
like all the characters just literally looked flat. It's weird.
All right. Sean, we'll start with you.
I'm going with Elf on this one. Teen Titans reminded me so much of like Fairly Odd Parents animation, but like I just said, flat. Like it was decent, I guess, but not as good as Elf, in my opinion.
Okay. All right, Dave.
Yeah, I have to agree with Sean. I'm giving it to Elf. I think with when this show came out, um, it should have way better animations. It shouldn't feel like a 2D animation show. It should feel. It should. I don't know. Be more captivating. I mean, even with the background, it's kind of like a blank doll background. Like you could do a little better with the animations there. Yes, it was clean. Yes, they had bright colors, but that's not what it's all about sometimes. So I'm going with Elf here. Their
Okay.
animations, it looked like it took more work. Even the houses that Elf lived on, it feels like it would take some time to draw those up and whatnot. So, and it came from an older period of time, and so I gotta give it to Elf.
Yeah, I am right there with you guys. I also give it to Alf. Not that it really made a difference what I said, but because it already got the majority of votes that it needed. But Alf the animated series wins it 3-0. So we have our first sweep of today or tonight technically. So Alf the animated series. This might be the only time it happens, but Alf the animated series has grabbed 30 points. Teen Titans Go has lost 10. So I don't know like if anybody really expected that or not. I kind of did. But now we are going to move on to one that for me was a little tougher. Sean, not so much. It's Cowboy Bebop versus Jackie Chan Adventures. I just pulled this pen out. Why is the ink not working? What the anyway. All right, but yeah, Cowboy Bebop versus Jackie Chan Adventures. Come on, work, you stupid pen. But all right, Cowboy Bebop is in the division of my brother Daniel. Jackie Chan Adventures is in the division of Danielle Davis. So, all right, let me flip over to the page here. I had trouble with this for a couple of days. Like, I was having severe issues with this, trying to figure out who was going to win what. But memorable moments is the first category. So Cowboy Bebop, it's funny because it's bounty hunters, right? It's bounty hunters basically almost in a western town.
Yeah.
And Jackie Chan Adventures, Jackie Chan is an archaeologist who is hired by a government agency to try to buy these talismans or find or discover them, trying to get them away from the Dark Hand. And for memorable moments, like it's just like I feel like with Jackie Chan because there's a lot more like adventure really, and like they're going to the different countries, they're trying to get all these talismans. I mean, Cowboy Bebop is fine, but like memorable every episode, it's just all right. We're given another guide that we have to go find, that we have to go shoot, and there you go. And then by the end of it, they accomplish their mission. But
Right.
to me, I just feel like there's more memorable moments, like when Jackie finds out he's an uncle for the first time. All
Even when they're getting some of the talisman, like some
Yeah.
of those, like when he's fighting like the wrestler and stuff like that,
Yeah.
like that's pretty memorable.
Yeah, when he got turned into stone, and Jade basically had to fight for him.
Yep. Yep.
So memorable moments. I'll go first on this one, and I'm going to say Jackie Chan, just based on like all the journeys that they had for the talismans.
Yeah.
So Jackie Chan wins that one for me. Sorry, Daniel. Sean?
I'm going with Jackie Chan as well. I haven't been able to watch a lot, like any of the Bebop, to be honest, but I have been like, as we've been doing this, slowly looking at stuff about it and watch the, small clips on my phone.
Yeah.
In silence. But the journeys for Jackie Chan are a lot better.
All right, Dave, go ahead.
Yeah, I think Jackie Chan has this one in the bag, with memorable moments. I just feel like, I watched this as a kid, so I remember a lot of this as well. Um, I enjoyed this cartoon growing up, um, and I just think Cowboy Bebop, it's a decent anime, but I just don't think it's that memorable with a lot of the episodes.
Okay.
And the way Jackie Chan is, he's funny when he's like, even when he's fighting and stuff. Like, that's how you sit. Like, even with real action Jackie Chan, he's the same as when he's in the cartoon. So I mean, so you really connect with that character and stuff. So I just feel like it's more memorable to me.
Right. Oh no, I agree. All right, theme song is the next category. So it's funny because like for the first like 5 or 6 episodes, the outro, the ending song for Jackie Chan was like it was basically a song that had lyrics and it was very good. But after like episode 7, they just went to like a generic outro. If they would have kept that ending theme, I probably would I'd be talking a lot better about it. Cowboy Bebop also too. They kind of had like it almost was like a 70s Austin Powers type thing.
Right? It
Okay.
definitely was like a throwback, like
Yeah.
something like that.
Which I think, when you're a bounty hunter in, the Wild West, it seems like you kind of have to do that.
Right.
So, but I'm not going to go first this time. Dave, you are.
Yeah, see, these intros were kind of hard for me because I kind of enjoyed both for different reasons. And they both have a little nice animations in it, the intros, and you got Jackie Chan with his fighting scenes, and Cowboy Bebop with a little bit of action and movement. But I'm gonna go with the Cowboy Bebop here on the intro theme song.
Okay.
I like the nostalgic feeling it gave me. Um,
Right.
so I like that. No downplay to Jackie Chan's theme song. Noah, I enjoyed that one as well. This was a hard category for me to pick.
It was for me as well. Sean, you're up.
I'm going with Jackie Chan on this one. I thought the way they brought they switched to like showing Jackie Chan and then switching back to the animated version.
Yeah.
And like while he was doing the fighting scenes and stuff like that, I thought that was very impressive.
Yeah,
It was.
And I also liked how like his animated character was a lot cleaner than the background, but the background wasn't like horribly distorted.
Yeah.
But
So I'm going with Cowboy Bebop on this one because of the the feel of like that old timey feel for the song, and again like generic. I felt like Jackie Chan was just way, again, same problem I had with Teen Titans. I just felt like it was way too generic. So I felt like there was a little more something special with Cowboy Bebop.
fair enough.
So, all right, 1-1. So this one could. This is probably going to get interesting. I mean, we'll see. Animation style. Cowboy Bebop's an anime. Jackie Chan was made in the 2000s. It was broadcast mainly on the WB network when that was a thing. So basically, it's kind of Warner Brothers, but it's not really. But everybody talks about, anime is really good animation. Some are done better than others. But like with Jackie Chan, this was one that was actually hard for me because I had trouble trying to figure out. It's like, okay, which one was cleaner? And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to say it right now. I give it to Cowboy Bebop. because to me it just looked a little cleaner than Jackie Chan's. But Sean, I'm gonna let you go next.
I'm going to agree with you. Granted, like I said, I didn't watch any of it, but from what I was scrolling through just now and stuff, I would say it's a lot cleaner than Jackie Chan's was.
All right, well, that kind of backfired on me because I expected you to say the other one, and Dave was going to have the dramatic
I'm
effect.
trying to keep it fair since I didn't give Bebop the biggest chance.
All right, but Dave, go ahead anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with both of you. I feel like Cowboy Bebop kind of dominates this category. Not by a huge margin, but big enough where it's pretty noticeable. I mean, the backgrounds. If you compare episode to episode, the backgrounds in Bebop are more detailed, more sophisticated, and just feels like you're in the environment, to where Jackie Chan, the background in some of the episodes kind of looked like it was just drawn on there, and it was just, so that's why I'm going with Cowboy Bebop here.
They definitely didn't pay attention as much to their background in Jackie than they did in Bebop.
Yeah.
Which, I mean,
From what I
you
know.
got the eyes focusing on, what's happening. So they didn't
Right.
really care about the background, which I understand. But
I mean, it worked,
yeah, it worked. But
but breaking it down, no, you're right.
All right, 2-1 Cowboy Bebop. They can win it here and get 20 points if they win this category, which is character development. An anime, and this is one of the things that I will give them, is an anime it is very easy to do character development because everything is episodic.
Mhm.
And a lot of cartoons, some stuff might not be episodic, but also too, they are kind of following a pattern to where it's not like it might be like same objective, but it also might be like a different mission. Like there's a lot of character development in Cowboy Bebop, obviously with the bounty hunters and them adding more to the Cowboy Bebop team. There's also character development with Jackie Chan because he has to develop a relationship with his niece.
yep,
Even though like the first couple of episodes, he wanted to put her back in it seemed like he would just rather put her back in foster care. Like he wanted, he wanted nothing to do with her. Well, but that's also because he was, recruited by this agency to recover all the talismans, and he
Right.
didn't feel like she could handle things. Well, in my opinion, she actually does a lot better than he does sometimes.
yeah. Sometimes she saves them.
Yeah, even though he's just like, but I'm not going to get my answer just yet. Dave, I'm going to go to you first.
Yeah, with character development, I'm gonna have to go with Cowboy Bebop here. I just feel like the character development in animes is a little more detailed and a little more specific. So I gotta go with Cowboy Bebop here.
Okay, Sean, I'm going to let you go second.
I'm picking Jackie Chan here, just because I've watched more episodes of it, so I'm starting to see the relationship change between him and his niece, and that character development. So, in all fairness, I got to give it to Jackie Chan.
Okay. So I'm going the opposite way here because of I think I got up to episode 8 or 9. And to me, he still treated her like garbage. So for that reason, I'm going Cowboy Bebop. I was not a fan of the way the way Jackie Chan treated his niece. And I get it, it's a cartoon and all that. But it's just come on, dude. She's in your care now. I get it. You have a job to do, but especially the one episode where he makes her think that they're going to go chase after the talisman or something like that. But he puts her in a cab.
Right.
He puts her in a cab with his uncle. And then it gives her that smug smile and waves goodbye. I wanted to take a chainsaw to that man's face. Like I wanted to be like somebody needs to put their foot through his head. Piece of garbage. So
I only picked it just so because I figured, let you break the tie.
yeah. So I'm kind of glad that's actually why I went to you second. Because
I haven't seen enough of Bebop to actually answer that question.
Yeah.
Honestly, anyway, but still.
Yeah. So that's why I went Cowboy Bebop, because it just the treatment of the niece just kind of just like I understand like if it gets better, and again there's going to be 14 other matches. That's another thing that like we have to tell the people here is instead of it being a 25 match season, I did the math and realized how long it was going to take. So we're going to do it's a 15 match season instead. So gives us a little more wiggle room.
What?
So, all right, but Cowboy Bebop wins this. I know it puts a smile on Dave's face because it's an anime. Cowboy Bebop wins 3-1. But again, it's because it was, the better of the two, but really not by much. What did I have? Like there was a couple of categories, a few categories where I actually had Jackie Chan, in a landslide. But main event time. It is Heathcliff versus Scooby-Doo. Where are you? This one was an easier one to score for me. But we are starting with memorable moments. And the funny thing about this is you have obviously a dog and his, a group of teenagers with their dog who solves mysteries, and you have a cat who a lot of people call it Garfield ripoff, but he really wasn't because that cartoon was actually, Garfield was a comic strip way before. But Heathcliff was also a cartoon way before Garfield, like an actual show.
Yeah.
But but like with Scooby-Doo, like it's always memorable, them going on the different mysteries and going on the different assignments, trying to gather clues and all that. Heathcliff, it's always memorable when he gets himself into mischief, like when he tried to save his dog buddy Chauncey from the dog catcher.
Right.
And he dressed up as a dog in the kennel or at the dog pound to try to help Chauncey. There's all the times he tried to, woo his girlfriend Sonia. Also Riff Raff and the Cadillac Cats. They were a big part of the show. They had some memorable moments when Riff Raff was trying to impress his girlfriend Cleo. But Scooby-Doo, like a lot of the times, like solving the mysteries, and it's just like, it's just weird that it's not so memorable when like there's only like one other person that appears in the show, so obviously that person has to be the villain.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but Sean, I'm going to start with you.
I'm giving this one to Heathcliff. I think they had a lot more memorable moments for the range that they could do, or what the style of the show that they were compared to Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
The only moment I kind of remember of Scooby-Doo is like one of the newer episodes where like Scooby sacrifices himself to save Shaggy from some like realm. I don't even know.
Yeah.
It's from a newer one. I always saw it on like.
Is that from the movie?
It might be
from the movie Scoob.
It might be. I don't know.
Which, by the way, was a real tearjerker. By the way.
Yeah. But that's the only thing I really remember. Like, it was like you said. It's kind of the same thing. You solve a mystery and you catch the bad guy, and there's funny moments in between and stuff. But nothing to be sitting here like, oh yeah, that was. I remember that. I love that. Blah 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 blah.
Right. Dave, let's go to you. Right. Dave, let's go to you next.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Heathcliff here. Like Sean just said, I mean, it was kind of rinse and repeat for Scooby-Doo. It wasn't super memorable. I mean, it had a couple moments, but Heathcliff, I mean, each episode kind of stood out a little by itself. So I got to give it to Heathcliff here.
Right. All right, I'm gonna sweep it. Heathcliff wins it for me as well because, and my little note here was, more of the Heathcliff's episodes do stand out for me as well. So, all right, Heathcliff takes the first category, which was memorable moments. So they're up 1-0. They need 2 more for a sweep. I don't know if it's going to go that way. The next category is theme song. A couple years ago, back in the Blog Talk Radio days before we started doing YouTube, Eric and I did a top 10 cartoon theme song countdown. It was fan voted, and a lot of people, gave their, what they thought. Scooby-Doo ended up being number 1. Heathcliff never made the list. But if you listen to both songs, like they're both catchy. And Heathcliff, I think, has made it on official countdown lists, online or something like that, as far as having a really good theme song. But it's just it both have really good beats to it. And I feel like the opening sequence of Heathcliff really helps sell the theme song. Like with Scooby, it's just highlights of the episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But Heathcliff is a really good title sequence. I'm going to go first on this one. I'm going to say Heathcliff. And Sean, you are going to go second. What are you going to say?
I gotta stick with Scooby-Doo on this one. It's just iconic. But it is repetitive. I will not lie. It is repetitive.
Right. I had a feeling you were gonna do that. That's why
I like it more than Heathcliff. I agree to the points that you make about how it's it sets up the show, and Scooby-Doo is just more of clips of the show. Yeah. But it's the song behind it.
Yeah. No, I completely get it. You're gonna vote for what you like.
Yeah. I liked Heathcliff, don't get me wrong, but Scooby-Doo was better.
All right. Dave, you're breaking the tie here.
Yeah, this one's kind of tough. I feel like Scooby-Doo is iconic, but I'm going with Heathcliff here. I like the melody of it. It's really catchy and vibey. Scooby-Doo, I think it is super iconic, and that's why it made your number 1 list for theme songs. And I feel like that's why a lot of people voted for it, because they grew up watching that show and hearing that constantly and whatnot, and it was a big show. But I feel like the theme song for Heathcliff is a little more my style. It's a little more catchy. It's a little more vibey. So I like that a little more.
So before I get into what I kind of think is uncharted territory here, because I did not expect this, but also too, it's hard because we don't know what the categories are until we start the episode and I hit the randomizer. Heathcliff is representing the division of Randy Marsh, who, by the way, thinks that Heathcliff is going to win his division.
It's a good show. I mean, ever since you put me onto it last tournament, I actually genuinely like this show.
Yeah.
I think it's funny. I think it's got some really good episodes. I like the intro. There's not really much I can say that I dislike about the show.
Right. And by the way, it's one of the very few 80s cartoons that Paramount Plus has. I think it's this and Inspector Gadget, and then Star Trek the Animated Series from the 70s. And then everything else is Nickelodeon, along with the couple of Super Mario Brother cartoons and some of the adult animated stuff.
I really hope the categories that we have for this show right now are what we get for the next show.
It would help. I mean, we'll see. It depends on what the randomizer says.
Yep.
Said it would be helpful, but you never know.
All right. But so Randy Marsh has Heathcliff in his division. Scooby-Doo, Where Are You, is representing the division of Mark Ritchie, who it's not really looking good for him right now because he's down 2-0. Which I was not. Well, again, it's the categories. But The next category is animation. You have cookie jar animation and I think it was cookie jar animation, which was what Heathcliff was, and Hanna-Barbera, which was Scooby-Doo. And obviously Warner Brothers bought the library later on, and they kind of took over the Scooby-Doo animation, obviously in the late 90s and in the 2000s. But you have 70s cartoon versus 80s cartoon. Hanna-Barbera was king back then, from even going back 50s and 60s. This one again was tough. Personally, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to say Scooby-Doo just because Hanna-Barbera was king back in the 70s. So that is my reasoning for that. Heathcliff's animation was good, but Hanna-Barbera they were on top.
Mm-hmm.
And they're definitely known a lot more than their animation than a company called Cookie Jar, who did mostly kids cartoon.
Yeah.
They did mostly kids cartoons, and these are all they're both kids cartoons, but like cartoons for little kids. And then they kind of ventured out when they did Heathcliff and Inspector Gadget. I think a couple more as well. Dave, let's go to you next.
This one was really tough for me too, because Scooby-Doo's animation, it really feels like the background's always dark, and it's not really much change to the background.
I don't think they've ever done an episode in the day that's set in the daytime.
No.
No. I don't think so.
I'm actually I agree with you that she was king of animation, but I'm gonna go with Heathcliff here. I just like the brightness. I just like the brightness of the show, the animation, more than Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo's animation is pretty good, but so is Heathcliff's, and I just like the brightness to it.
Yeah, and by the way, Hanna-Barbera, which by the way, it's I might be mixing this up, but Hanna-Barbera, it's William Hanna and Joseph Barbera, so they were a team.
Okay.
Or it might even be William or William Barbera and Joseph Hanna. But they were two guys who kind of partnered up for this. I do like Heathcliff's animation. I just feel like because it's Hanna-Barbera and because they ruled for so long, that's why I picked it. But
totally understandable.
Yeah. Sean, it comes down to you. Either Heathcliff gets the sweep and the upset, and personally, what I think would be an upset, or they don't get, or Scooby-Doo does not get swept. We move on to the next category, and Scooby still has a fighting chance.
Well,
no pressure, by the way.
Well, somebody better call the janitor and get the broom because I'm picking Heathcliff. I just like that animation style better.
It's a little newer.
Even
a little bit.
Scooby-Doo was good, but Heathcliff was just, I don't know, other than just saying, I just like that style of animation, like the drawing of it.
Okay. By the way, nothing wrong with that. And again, like the only reason why I picked Scooby-Doo is just because it was Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah,
which was totally understandable.
No, I get you. I agree. They are king of it, but to me, it's like just drawing preferences.
Yeah,
different styles.
I don't think anybody expected this. I don't think anybody expected. I mean, you might expect like Heathcliff to win, maybe, but it would have to be close. This was a sweep.
Yeah, I was close on giving Scooby the theme song because of how iconic it is, but I really had to go with my opinion and what I liked better. Because I grew up watching Scooby-Doo and stuff. I had a blanket and a pillow Scooby-Doo. Like, I was obsessed with Scooby. I loved the show.
Let's be honest. Scooby-Doo probably only would have won originality.
Maybe.
character. They don't have much in the way of character development. It's like they kind of, from episode 1, it's like, bam, this is who they are. This is who they will be.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
at least
true that.
Heathcliff, they gave them room to like at least grow somewhat.
I did have Scooby winning character development.
Really?
Well, because I feel like Scooby and Shaggy did evolve.
Yeah, together. They evolved together.
Yeah. Now
I can see it. Definitely as like the different shows after came along, like you can definitely see a difference in their development, but I just based it off the one.
I did also have them winning originality. So the fact that these 3 categories started it off, I think really helped Heathcliff.
Yeah.
Originality
100%.
for sure.
So, all right. So far, so tonight in this episode, we've had 2 sweeps. By the way, we do record 2 shows a night. So like Animated Showdown is about to be pre-recorded. It'll be released on Wednesday. So far, our record of how many sweeps we've had in a night is 3. So we're already at 2. So we're going to see what the next... Although with some of the matches we have coming up for Animated Showdown, I don't see a sweep coming.
With a couple of them, yeah, for sure.
One of them might.
One of them might. One of them might. Yeah, I agree. I got 2 that might. I got 2 that might sweep, but it also depends on categories.
Yeah. So all right. So the episode. So tonight's results are. Gummy Bears beats Dora the Explorer 3-1. Elf the Animated Series sweeps Teen Titans Go 3-0. So Teen Titans Go gets negative 10 points. Cowboy Bebop beats Jackie Chan Adventures 3-1. So they get 20. Gummy Bears also got 20 for a 3-1 win. Heathcliff defeats Scooby-Doo Where Are You 3-0. It's a sweep. Heathcliff gets 30 points. Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Loses 10. I can't really believe I'm saying it. But it's the way of the category. So
it is.
Although I think also too, if Eric were here judging, he probably would have gone for Scooby more.
Yeah. It's fair.
But
it's fair.
he's not here. He wanted his birthday off. So all right. So coming up this Wednesday for Animated Showdown, Garfield and Friends versus Mummies Alive, Danny Phantom versus One Piece, Cops versus Police Academy, the animated series, and the main event is going to be Naruto Shippuden versus The Simpsons. Dave is sweating right now. Man, if Amanda came in the room and said, "Dave, I'm doing a load of laundry, take off your shorts," she would probably not be happy right now because I'm sure those things are soiled. Because of how nerve-wracking it is that Naruto Shippuden is going up against The Simpsons on Wednesday. Again, categories depending.
Yeah, categories really matter with this.
Yeah. So
Can't wait.
Next week's episode of Animated Hour of Power will feature Celebrity Deathmatch versus Pee-wee's Playhouse, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure versus Speed Racer, The Life and Times of Juniper Lee versus Braceface, and Pokemon versus Teen Titans is the main event.
Oof.
That's a good one. I'm shocked. I'm ready for a Celebrity Deathmatch though.
Yeah,
Pokemon versus Teen Titan. Oh, why you
all
do
right, so
that?
we're starting with it. And also too, here's another one that I think is going to be a little, it's going to be a matchup only because Speed Racer is considered like one of the original animes from the I think 60s. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure versus Speed Racer. I have to go back obviously and watch both shows, but I'm not expecting a sweep.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Now, if it happens that way, then It is what it is, but I'm not expecting it. All right, make sure you like and subscribe to the When Tunes Combine YouTube channel. Of course, we will be back. This show airs live 6 p.m. Eastern on Saturday nights. My fantasy football draft did get moved next week, guys, to 9:15, so we can go on at a regular scheduled time at 6 p.m. because it's not going to take us 3 hours to do the two shows, unless we really struggle with Pokemon and Teen Titans.
It's all category based on that one too.
Exactly. So, so make sure you like and subscribe to the When Tunes Combine YouTube channel. Also, the Wrestling Through the Years YouTube channel. We did not do a show last night because we were just super busy. But we will be back this Friday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure you check out Dave on Twitch at TCX Godsend 95. He will be streaming later tonight. Sean on TikTok at TCAX Reaper. Also check out the Stabcast with Daniel and Mindy. Check out the Stabcast TikTok because they're at a horror convention right now, and I'm pretty sure they're getting some pretty good shots in. So they're at a horror convention right now. So look for those videos to pop up, especially on the Stabcast TikTok. Also, don't forget to check out Eric's Unscripted Sports Show, the Dizzle 97 Gaming Universe. And we are going to get out of here because we have to get ready for another show that is going to be difficult. And I need to get more water. All right. We will see everybody next week.
Later.
Adios.